the investors are kind of staying a little out of the funding scenario for gaming companies. But like every market, there are downturns, there are upswings, so change will happen. But right now, it's not a good time to go out and say, hey, I'm making games for iOS, 600 million is to my target market, will you fund me? That will not happen. It might happen, but that will be a very less likely scenario of that happening today. Only thing is then you will need to have a very strong team or a very big differentiator in your product offering or a catalog offering. Then there might be a good chance of you getting funded. And Indian funding, as it is for gaming, people don't get the industry. They don't understand what are the nuances of a good game. All they know are certain keywords like Supercell and King and Angry Birds. So what are you? Angry Birds of India. You want to be Angry Birds of India. So these are the general statements that you will have to face. To try convincing them that, this is not the thing. We want to be something else. Good luck with that. So after we did sports games, specifically racket sports, Rolo Engine, again, if you see that's a different branch. So the niche we chose in the genre of games that we want to make, and the niche we chose in the technology that we are making on our own. So the next step was, what do we do? How do we stand out? What different aspect of wow factor that we can introduce with Rollicule? So that has always been our thing. We want to do something different with every new offering that we want to do. So we introduced Rolo Motion. Rolo Motion is motion gaming on your iPhone and your Android phones. So basically, we developed a technology that converts your phone into a portable motion gaming console. I'll just show a video that will help you understand what I'm trying to talk.
More and more people are moving away from television.
Can you share the video? Bringing motion gaming to your phone. So what you need to do is basically hook up your phone that is your iPhone with your Apple TV. Use AirPlay mirroring as to share your screen. And Apple has second screen support, right? So you can have different content running on your mobile and something else being shared on your TV screen using Apple TV. So so Real Racing 2 is a great example of how they used AirPlay for gaming, right? So we took advantage of that fact, and we understood that there are a lot of sensors in your phones, and all your high-end smartphones have the gyroscope, the magnetometer, and the accelerometer. So we worked on the tech that we could track your 3D as well as 2D movements using your phone. So that enabled us, hey, we can do this. That's a great thing for gaming. We can do the same functions of a Wii or a PS3 Move without the requirement of buying an extra hardware, right? So that's how we managed to come up with the idea of Rolo Motion. Are we good to go? This video is not sharing. Chuck it. Probably later. Not meant to be. Can you share the slide screen now? Should I try the video again? Nope. I'll leave it. So very interestingly, the iPod Touch comes with a loop. That means it has a strap attached to it. So fits perfectly for motion gaming. Otherwise, you wouldn't want to throw your iPhone onto your TV screen. So yeah, we also sell via Amazon straps. So that's a side business that we are doing. So how we went about this, we created a technology, we created a prototype, and we knew this is a very small market. There are only 13 million Apple TVs sold, right? It's a very small market, and the total addressable market would be around 6 million. That means there's a cross of people who have compatible iPhones or iPod touches and Apple TV, right? So it's a very small market. So we realized that, if we go through our normal route of, we'll throw it on the App Store, see what happens, do our marketing or PR or whatever around it, it might not work that well. So we created a video, and videos are very, very powerful these days. So we created a video and we sent it out to everyone in our network at Apple, right? So friends, family, investors, whoever could connect us to someone at Apple, we threw the video at them, right? One of them hit, and we were called to Cupertino by Apple this February, and they asked us to, demo the tech at Apple headquarters. So we demoed it to the product management of the Apple TV team, to the iPod Touch team, to the iPhone team, and we showed them the possibility of what can happen. They have all the pieces of the puzzles are there to create an ecosystem. They have the Apple TV, they have the iPhones, they have the iPod Touches, they have the straps. It was just telling them, we can build a software around it and make games around it that will connect all those dots, right? So obviously they liked what they saw, and now they are sort of, we are lucky enough to be partners with them in terms of, we have support of the development team. We are in regular touch with them. So that worked out well. So we got, even though it was a niche product, we got the platform support, and that gives you a huge boost in your other games as well as this game, right? You opened a very big door inside a big black box. That's Apple. So we released Motion Tennis. This was the first game on Rollo Motion, and I'm sorry I couldn't show you the video.
Sorry for disturbing you. Just copy and give it a
So we released Motion Tennis on June 27th. Before that, how we went around marketing this was, we opened up for beta, and we wanted to see, okay, the platform is backing us. What at most they can do is they can promote or feature our game. That is the holy grail for us app developers. That will happen. But where do we see ourselves in terms of what the consumer feedback is? Are they even ready for such a thing? Do they have even sort of knowledge of connecting through AirPlay and playing games? So we launched a beta in April. We were expecting around 200, 300 max beta signups, early tech adopters. We got more than 7,000 signups in 3 days. And we were just amazed by the level of interest people had, that they wanted, games on with their Apple TV. It's a very hot thing right now in the West that, Apple TV will games, game controller support, things like that they're moving at a very fast pace in the Valley. So, and Ouya was also hot at that time. So the consumer level interest was at its peak. So we were very encouraged by that. We thought, Wimbledon would be the perfect time to release a tennis game. We did that. We launched in June 27th was the date that we launched the game. We got, we went a little, we said, hey, 2.99, 0.99, it might work for other apps. This is a new thing that we're bringing to the ecosystem. We want to price it high. So we priced it higher at 7.99, and we experimented with a few price points, but this was the price point I thought that brought us the most revenue without really upsetting the user for the product offering that we had. Because again, you're targeting a very small market, and they're ready to pay a premium for something that gives them an absolute new experience with their phones. So we reached the top 150 grossing ranks in the overall app rankings on the US and other stores when we launched. So Apple featured us in major markets like UK. Apart from US, all other markets, they featured us, Motion Tennis, as a banner feature on the iTunes store. Not for 1 week, but for 2 weeks. So that was the kind of platform support that we got, apart from their regular feedback on the UI, tech, and other things. And day we launched, we got again covered by huge media houses, not just for games. So we did not get covered, say, by Touch Arcade, but we got covered by IGN, the general games, EngageNet, TechCrunch, All Things Digital, Business Insider. These are very powerful sort of publications. They can drive huge traffic to your app or web offering, right? And that was partly the reason why we suddenly, just from day one to day two, we were in the top 150 grossing ranks. So again, a tip here for you is that don't just be dependent, on the holy grail of app review sites of Touch Arcade, GameZebo, Pocket Gamer. They will work for a very small amount of audience. The general audience, they do not find their games from these places. These are just the early adopters that are hanging around. And on Touch Arcade, it's only the developers that are hanging around. So what influence Touch Arcade has is probably the Apple editors. They see Touch Arcade a lot of times. So that is the only influence that Touch Arcade has. It's a big influence when you're starting out your first game. But if you really want to go massively, you have to reach out and say, if you want to drop in an email, it doesn't cost you to drop in an email. Don't be spammy about it, but drop an email to people, try to make and reach out to as much mass media. So we reached out to even NDTV Gadget Guru, got covered by them for Super Badminton. So you have to reach out to anyone and everyone possible. It takes time, but have a good story backing you. So that's one tip for the PR part. So what are we doing now? So we chose a niche genre. We created some certain games out of there. We chose a niche technology, niche area, 6 million people, created a game out of there. What next? Now we are moving a little more mainstream in terms that we are creating games in different genres. So our next games are, like we showed, we had yesterday set up an Oculus. We can now play motion gaming, combine motion gaming with an Oculus Rift. It's one of its first of its kind demo. We have yet to send it to Oculus, and which is a zombie game. So we are moving away from sports. What we believe now as a company is that there is a lot of convergence happening in mobile gaming and TV. So what we believe is that television and your smart devices are going to be the two primary screens that people are going to be looking at in the future. And for casual social gaming, casual motion gaming with family and friends, like the market that we very well captured, you will not require a specific different hardware, right? All your TVs these days have Miracast display. Sony, LG, Samsung all support Miracast display. All your Android phones with 4.2 upgrade have Miracast enabled in them, right? So you can already share content of your mobile or your smart devices with the television screen. It's just a matter of time when there's going to be a lot of convergence in the mobile mobile content going on TV and vice versa, right? So the elements are falling into place. We believe it's going to be a small market now, but tomorrow it might blow up. So imagine, I have an Android device at home. My wife has an iPhone. Both of us want to play something. She runs the game on her phone using an Apple TV. She connects, and I can connect with her, and we enjoy, say, a casual tennis game, or say, we are killing zombies together. That's awesome. So So that is the kind of vision that we have with Roller Motion, that it's small right now, but it might be big 1 year, 2 years down the line. So this is where we are with Roller Motion, but we're not abandoning mobile games as of now. We still think mobile games still have their audience. We have a responsibility towards our sports loving audience that is there. So we will be updating our games and things like that to that. So we are still, we are divided 50-50 our efforts for mobile and TV and purely mobile. So I'll just, before I conclude, I'll just show you the video. You can start the video.
Play games on television.
So before I end, I'll just give another piece of advice, maybe good or bad, that these days it's even more difficult to get noticed on the App Store. My piece of advice would be you have to be clever in terms of how you position your product, right? No longer are games just a creative expression. They always are, and they should be made with that passion. But you have to be clever enough to position your game in a manner that you know the target audience or the media or people who write about or share your game with friends are able to place it in a way that it's very likable, right? So Roller Motion for us has worked well in terms of the initial reaction has been very encouraging. That you know we can cleverly connect everything, all pieces of the puzzle together. For mobile games specifically, I think whatever games that you're making, whether it's an RPG, whether it's a sports game, whether it's FPS, make sure you have certain elements in it at the design stage. Say you have to target Indian market, so cleverly design things around it that will appeal to, say, NDTV Gadget Crew, that you can get coverage from them, right? So see what they've been, so you got to research, you know, what have they been covering, what are the things they like to talk about, and cleverly put things in that it can be easily marketable when once it releases. So that's my piece of advice. So if you can just, yeah.
More and more people are moving away from television when it comes to playing games. And today, the focus has shifted towards mobile. But to play games on television that utilize motion gaming, people today still need to buy expensive and dedicated game consoles accompanied by special sensor hardware. We have been trying to figure out, how can we get the best of both worlds? Roller Motion is a technology that utilizes the gyroscope, magnetometer, and accelerometer in the iPhone to precisely track its various movements, and allows users to play games using natural motion gestures on television. It makes the iPhone a complete portable living room console using Apple TV. On mobile phones, tilt, tap, and swipe is something we have become fond of and gamers have become comfortable with. It has many important elements, but has also come to dictate a lot of what goes into games. All games are made to fit one standard. Creativity is being restrained and the range of games is narrowing. Introducing new ways of playing games will broaden game design and experiences and loosen creative constraints on game developers. Rollicule Games is an award-winning game development and research studio who have always introduced unique games with very intuitive gameplay on the Apple App Store.
The question that we have asked ourselves right from the beginning Can we make even moms play tennis or badminton or even Infinity Blade on iPhone and create a complete home entertainment system? We love television and want to continue to play more games on it without a need to buy another gaming console and without giving up my iPhone.
Moreover, setting up consoles is a tedious process, and if you want to play your favorite games at your friend's place, you also need to carry all your games with you. With Rolo Motion, you just connect your phone and television wirelessly using Apple TV and tap the game on your phone to start playing. That's it. Instead of just playing on your phone, you can now play with the phone. The game is always on your iPhone, and you can play on any Apple TV, anywhere. There have been many attempts in the past to achieve motion gaming on the iPhone, but they usually require highly complex setup, run on either laptops or desktops, or run only on PC. Also, they're not very precise, as the majority use just the iPhone's accelerometer. When you play tennis using Rolo Motion, you can play ground strokes, slice, and lob shots, and simultaneously give accurate direction to the ball, just by naturally swinging the phone like a tennis racket, without even touching the screen. Our technology makes everything so natural and precise by utilizing the gyroscope, magnetometer, and accelerometer, all at once. We have a prototype, and it works. You can play tennis, badminton, or even kill zombies. This is a big undertaking. We are trying to do something incredible in a huge App Store market, and it may not happen without effective support. We love Apple TV and strongly believe that it has the potential to disrupt an established industry and emerge as a living room console.
Yeah, so that's very much. Thank you. So the we love Apple TV part was, for whom the video was meant. So we genuinely love them, but not that much that we'll put a video about them. So that's where we are. We love Samsung also now because we have converted it to Android. So that's where we are. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, any questions? I'm ready to answer.
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to know what helps you in getting featured on App Store.
The right stars at the. So again, like I said, you have to be. So what helped us get